Hey guys, welcome back to MWG Garage, and today we got some parts and seasons changed and I grew some more facial hair. So in this video I have my counterbalance shaft, well a new one anyway, and has the water pump assembly on it, and I'm going to take that off and replace the seals on it and show you guys how to do that today. So what you want to first do is you need to take off the nut that is on the, I don't know what it's called. So what you're first going to need to do is there's an 8mm or 10mm nut on this impeller that will need to come off, and it wasn't very tight, as you can tell, and so you will have that nut, a lock washer, and a regular washer, and then the impeller comes off. I'll probably clean this up with a piece of Scotch-Brite paper or something and wipe it off. But now you can see that those seals don't look very healthy, so I'm going to, well, see how that slides off. You're gonna need a bit of a, well, a little bit of a tug to get that off. And you can see, I don't know, here. Where these seals rest isn't the dirtiest, but it's not the best. So I'm gonna clean that off with a Scotch-Brite pad before I finish with this. But now, since the impeller, or the water pump, is exposed, you can see the bearing on the inside, which moves pretty freely, but I have the new bearings to put onto it, so I'll just put a new bearing in it and put some new seals in it, because you can see that that is not healthy at all. That's not healthy. So I'm going to get my bearings out and show you how to do that here in a minute. Now I have a long 17mm sockets that I can beat out those old seals with. Well, I can't do it with one hand, so you can see that you will need to tap that out. Tap that out and you'll see that this bearing will, well, eventually come out. So you don't have to heat this up from videos I've seen, so I'm just going to tap on it and see what happens, and I'll be back with you when it's out, hopefully. With a couple hard taps, that bearing came all the way out, and you can see down inside there, it's pretty clean, and I can take like I keep saying Scotch-Brite all the time, but that stuff works pretty well, and try and clean out where those seals were, so I can have a good fresh seal for the new seals. So I'll clean it off with Scotch-Brite and come back with you. So now I have new bearing. I put some oil on it, and I'm just gonna slowly tap it in with a hammer very carefully. So now I tried to use the hammer method, but it didn't really work, so I used a vise, and I made sure it got put in there evenly so it's flush, and it's all the way down in there now, so the bearing was not hurt in that process. It still moves, I think. Now the next step is to put in your seals, and for your first seal we'll have to sit down in there like that. But before I set it all the way in there, I'm going to put some grease on it, or oil or grease, whichever you prefer. I'm just going to put some grease around the center hole, the inside hole, to hopefully make it go on a little bit easier when you put it back on the counterbalance shaft. As you're putting this in, you have to make sure it's seated all the way inside the housing, because there is a hole in there which will is it seated all the way? Yep. Yeah, there's a hole right there which leads to this one, leads to that leads to that hole. So if the water pump seal goes bad, it will start leaking out of the crankcase vent, which it has specifically made for it. So you want to make sure that that seal's all the way put in, and you can see that hole, and get it ready to put the next seal. So what you want to do with the next seal is you put it face up like that, and you will push it down till the top is level with the water pump. So I'll come back in a minute. And with that, this water pump is ready to be set back onto that piece and screwed in. So get that on here in a second. Now I got the water pump all together, and I'm going to tighten this nut on so the impeller does not come off. And that's too tight. Oh wait, that's connected. So yeah, this has to be tight because this will spin with the balance shaft. So you want to make sure it's really tight. See? That's all put back together, and that will conclude this said video. So it's gonna be a short couple of videos these next couple months. Hopefully I'll have this done in over a month ish. With school and all that stuff right now, I can't make any promises with how much homework and all that stuff I have to do. And not that any of you probably care, I'm the kid that does band, which sounds weird because I do all this four-wheeler stuff. It doesn't seem like a thing like something I do. So, well, I'm gonna conclude with this video, and yeah, if you have any questions, drop them below in the comments, and please like and subscribe so I can keep making this video. Even though it's been 3 months since I posted for this engine, basically 3 months to this day, almost. So with that, I'm gonna sign off. It's probably been the longest sign off in a YouTube video. So see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.